It's been weeks. I don't remember any of the evidence or any of the accents, and I'm about to just dive right on in to the penultimate part of Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Let's do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am re-entering this at a huge handicap, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. So we're trying to frame, or not frame, but just catch Alba in a lie. Because we know he did the dang deed. He killed Manny Cochin, and he ain't about to get away with it. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alba the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in the ball. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now that we clear that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way. I said hold it. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Very well, I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth is my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors. You are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Yadagarasi was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on through me. So that's why we've got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Master Alba, let's have it the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Time for a rebuttal. Let's see if I still got the chops here. So, just to quickly go over everything. Yeah, like nothing from the other side. Yeah, we got that. Justified defense. Okay. I'm just gonna press until I get something, suspicious. Being the leader of a smuggling ring while taking on the duties of ambassadorship, don't you think that the combination is more than enough reason for suspicion? Then there is the matter of the crossbow arrows and the Primadux statues. All that is nothing more than your flights of fancy. What do you mean by that? Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now, because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh? So you really had no reason to kill Mr. Cochin? If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry. I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well, the game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes. what motive would you have had? Are you serious that just because you were partners that you had no motive to kill? Only following your hypothetical scenario to its logical conclusion. Looks like he's not going to admit it himself that he was in leagues with Mr. Cochin. I suppose not. I do know his relation to the smuggling ring and to Mr. Cochin. I mean, he's a ringleader and that Mr. Cochin was his subordinate, right? Correct, but I know more than just that. Miss Von Karma, I'm sure you remember the safe in Mr. Cochin's office, correct? Yes. The safe had 2 compartments to it, didn't it? Yes, and why do you think those stolen goods were being stored in Mr. Cochin's office? Could it be because he was trying to cheat Ambassador Alba behind his back? So Mr. Cochin didn't turn the goods over, but decided instead to keep them for himself? I suppose that's possible. Seems to me that both men were only concerned with their own wealth and well-being. And that means that maybe they didn't have a trusting relationship after all. What Ambassador Alba had to gain. I believe that is his motive for killing Mr. Cochin. What are you people whispering about amongst yourselves over there? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Now then, let's continue with your testimony. What motive? Surely it would have been like complete ambassadorship, right? Wait. This was found in his office. So if he's denying everything, including the whole like, oh, storing the plates inside the hollow Primiduc statue. I do remember that, right? That was a thing, right? Well, that one was used as a weapon. But remember, you could open them up. Weren't they opened up to hide the plates? Am I misremembering? Yeah, found from within the fake Primiduc statue, Alba smuggled into his country. But if he's denying all of that, like if we're going with his hypothetical here, if he's denying all of that, even outside of that, he would have had a motive to kill Manny, because Manny had this note with his handwriting to have the statue stolen. So his motive would be to protect the statue, to secure his ambassadorship, because I was trying to look for like the proof that today was going to be the merging and one ambassador would come across, but like those like event details or whatever not included. But hopefully this should work. Objection! Yo, music stop. Let's go. If you want to know, I believe you do or did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Cochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too, namely you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, because you were trying to test each other. It turned into this mess. Oh, now where I thought we were going to be going with this. I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. If you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It's been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabast's Primiduc statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You have more than a few reasons to kill him. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. Doesn't matter what kind of man he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Babal to figure out, and something for which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Paulie. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now my voice falls on deaf ears. There is no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paulie. We must find some way to stop him from leaving. Seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Hold it. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Okay. Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, Yatagarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? Just leave that to me. Master Alba, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? That is a clue my father, Burn Faraday, left for us. Did you say Burn Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG-8 incident. The one in which he wrote about the Yatagarasu's key. Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you were talking about. You say that like it was related to me. I mean, you were looking a little shook. Besides this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are. That sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? This thievery device was used by the Yatagarasu, or rather, my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alba right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Yatagarasu, ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Ah, then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces aren't the keepsakes of your father. It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all? Just getting a little more comfortable here. Barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. And even if you use all the power of Ambassador Paulino's office, you won't stop me. I can't let this opportunity Kay has created for me go to waste. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that I was in Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there was no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though. You've reached the end of my patience. Oh no. Waste my time with any inane questions and you will be punished. So any needless pressing or presenting will cost more to our case. In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence, understood? Of course. I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Kocha was killed before he returned to Babal. In which case, there's only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. So we need to prove that he was killed in Babal. Can't even press incorrectly. Aw, man. Would it be on this? Wait. Last time you met was in the Theatrum Neutralis. But no, that's Polano. Oh, but he had the murder weapon in the bouquet. Wait. Wait. His animations. He gets more and more smug. Is this a tell that this is the statement? But do I want to press or do I want to present info? Because yeah, his body was discovered in Babal. But we are trying to argue that the murder took place on international soil, the neutral area. Because that would explain, like, the rope. I don't know where the frickin'... I mean, yeah, in that picture we saw. I don't know where this comes into play, though. That's so weird. Like, it's just been sitting there this whole time, but... Oh, wasn't, like, there a picture that was, like, out there, too? Yeah, a photo of the Yatagarasu. That could have been the body, though. Being pulled up into... So, are we presenting that then to prove that he... Like, yeah, you were in the neutral area, and that's where we're trying to say that the murder took place? I mean, the murder weapon's right there. Oh, thank God. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It's to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. Yeah, and the bouquet. You hid it among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed many Cochin here at the theater. So that must have been before... Oh, before everyone got there, he stored the body in the... Yeah, stored the body in the pool. And then set the fire to sort... Or had you set the fire to essentially dry off the body from the heat? It's time for me to catch my flight. We're not through yet. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. No. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end? Oh, you. Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere. Mr. Alba, I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through. Long Ji says before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. What? I don't think Long Ji says that. Interpol headquarters in the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alba. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household. You. What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? Effective today, effective right now. You got Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. Video of the Yatagarasu protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the attainment philosophy, Long Zi. But... yeah, because he was in the car. So then they're like relieving him on grounds of suspicion until that can be investigated more? 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world. That really paid off. Oh, now he's feeble? It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my VIP on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can still put that on us now? Or pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. Yeah. He big mad. No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. Heh, I'd expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater. But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, to claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babal? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. But it is. No! It wasn't gonna be the... No. Wait. It's gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be this... No! No, it won't be that. Duh, I need to think back because we determined that was the statue. So then it has to be this. The bulge is unnatural. That's what she said. He used Larry. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You already stole my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know. I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Okay, yeah, they're spelling it out, too. So I guess... Oh, yeah, because they're not even showing... Like... Well, no, because it never shows you, like, how much you would lose if you press. Oh, no, that wasn't a tell, because he... Maybe I was reading too much into the previous thing, but that helped me out. Yay! Because it is possible for him to have done it in the cart. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart, do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth of the pushcart. The corpse. What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. Yet the Steel Samurai wheeled his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however. If you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. With the cart. Wait, is there going to be blood in it? Gummy! Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. Found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. Detective Spirit that Pops left with me. Or left me with, rather. Thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes, it just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. Thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? Found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Let's leave that for now and examine the inside, Detective. Yes, sir. Steel Samurai Daddy used this pushcart to wheel the Iron Infant around. Iron Infant is the Steel Samurai's and Pink Princess's kid, right? Yes, he made an appearance at the end of the stage show. It was a rather fitting ending to the whole thing. The Steel Samurai was unwittingly forced to move the body is just unforgivable. Well, well, well. We ain't even got a luminol test that. Also, one moment, please. Okay, let's examine it. It's blood. Duh. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood, which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. I forced him to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing? We were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! If I can show how you moved the body from Alabast to Babal, and I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. Well, apparently not that tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there is no question that can't be answered, right? The primitive statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Well, movements in Alabast. To return to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damask II. Furthermore, you left out that part about you meeting with me in your office. Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? It's not every life precious. Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. I mean, yeah, that's proven. I mean, he said ask anything you'd like, so does that mean the penalty is gone? Do I want to press on this? The Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. Most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sally has nothing to do with me. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Nah. Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the primitive statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. It's fun. Karma is really letting her whip fly now. And hitting Goshu. Or maybe not. I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, he's totally dead on the inside, just like a hollow tree. You're the only one that can come down to size, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. At this point in time, I lack the information required to fight back properly. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you just say the word and I'll get him talking for you. Don't forget that we have plenty of ways to get him to talk. We got some real scary people on our side, okay? Well, I'm all ready to help out, Gummy. How about you? Can't believe even you're getting into this. In that case, I'm ready too, sir. Heck, everyone please calm down. I'll think of something. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. About 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Rick, I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved up a ball? Sir. Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. Even after proving so much, is he gonna get away with it? No. Is this the end? Oops. Oh. Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai. No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess. Oh, still Larry talking. Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Po. No. The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry, what are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. You just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. Hey, how can you be so mean to us, Edgy Po? All three of us come to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us. 3? Wait. Was the Iron Infant actually, like, a kid? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Or like a camera in it or something? Like to say 3. Hey! Is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? They didn't hide the body in the pool. They hid the infant in the pool so that it wouldn't be just sitting around. Oh yeah, I found him in the ball, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it? Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in the ball. And he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that! Well, I was in Alba the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. I found him in... That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alba to Babal is... What? Okay, I mean, by process of elimination, it wasn't the Yatagarasu. I have no idea how counterfeiting would be. Bilateral symmetry? Oh, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. But wait, if it was found in a pool... But the Rose Garden... Wait... Rose Garden pool... No, no, no. Because I was about to say that wall there, but is there a rose garden in both halves? I'm a little confused. Yeah, it was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. This is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? Embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Oh, so the Rose Garden wasn't in the... No, the Theater Neutralis. That's the only neutral land. So the Rose... So yeah, there's 2 Rose Gardens then, one on each side. So that means the pool is going to be on this side. Like the matching pool. Yes, sir. Be back before you know it. That's where I was confused, and I always thought the Rose Garden was like attached to the Theatrum Neutralis. I thought that was like neutral land too. It's too late. Doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. Think we got him. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The 2 sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Ablaze side. I genuinely thought the Rose Garden was part of the neutral area. That would explain some of the confusion I was having earlier. It was like the murder took place in Alba. I was like, but I thought we were trying to say it happened in the Rose Garden. The Rose Garden being a part of Alabast. Mr. Coach's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabast. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. Your infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Ablaze one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the 2 courtyards are connected. And where is your proof that the 2 sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned iron infant. What? This blasted doll? Yeah, because it was in the Rose Garden, but then how's it going to show up in Babal and wet in the pool? That's all the proof you need. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Like, especially if the Steel Samurai didn't go into Babal with the doll and the Iron Infant, because we saw on the security cam he only went to one side. Hey, don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me? We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. If he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through the Babal. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang, why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing, Mr. Coach's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Shih-na, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? Well, you just admitted a connecting pipe. He's right, Miss Shih-na would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half baked. In the end, it's just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Just from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Shi-na's movements. Nah. What was happening in the embassy around the time Shi-na was in Babal? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? The fire! That's it! I believe this time we really are done right. Because they had to get water from somewhere. Fortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You're a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Where is it? Because there were two fires. Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down, reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know that those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It'll be difficult for Shi-na to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There's no need for such things. Right, because they refill. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down the pool at will. Oh, looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Shi-na and the body were able to rise up to ground level. There was a way to control the water level that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Shi-na could move up and down in the pool. Oh, it wasn't just waiting for them to refill? No, yeah. So just present the spouts then? Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools could be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. The Shi-na and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Babalese side in the firefighting effort. Those are set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. You're an egg. shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the iron infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. This time, Miss Shi-na was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Shi-na on the body. After that, Miss Shi-na used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. No! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I know you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. When you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? What's proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. So there's another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open-air stage area. I have a feeling of what they're getting at, but I don't know what I would present. Because I think it would be the knife. It was discovered in Babal. Because we found the guitar pick. But I don't think that's what I would present then. I would present the knife.
Take that!
This is the defining piece of evidence that will prove my hypothesis. Or rather, not. Frick. Okay, I'm going to have to think on this one. Psychological gimmicks. Alright. What else could have gone through the pool then? Or maybe I do submit the pick. Was there anything else that was wet? I don't see anything else it could be, so going with my oh, it's also wet for some reason. God damn. Okay.
Take that!
Had the right logic, just presented the wrong thing at first. I was like, it has to be one of those two. Still wanted to check just to make sure. And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the bubbly side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage. Well, what I found at the stage actually belongs to. Duh, the knife. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit! I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. It's an interesting story, nothing more. Well, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the Ablaze side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden's pool on through into the ball. Impossible! The people of Zhang 5 been wanting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's so late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. And we'll get into it next time. Where do we go from here with his testimony? Like, what? I don't know. There's still some evidence in there that's a little weird to me, but I'm sure we'll get down to it next time. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. See you next time for the finale of Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations. Miles Edgeworth. Goodbye.